This is the pump motor off a 2018 Ram 2500. And if you have the HCU problem with the ABS and traction control light flashing and not working, this has been found online that some people have been pulling this apart and even having some brushes in there stuck. So once you get it apart, you can just stick a screwdriver in these areas here and you can just slowly pry it until it separates like this, and then you can just pull it apart. And then you can see the brushes, they're not really contacting the armature in there anymore. Both of them are seized. You can even see that. So the idea is to get those freed up so they can contact the armature. Okay, so this brush, the little guide that it's in, I just pried it out, and you can kind of see that little piece there. Those are just kind of squashed and flared out to hold it in place while they broke. Because I think what's happened is it doesn't matter how much lubrication you put in there, WD-40 or whatever you have, because the way this is set up, they're crossed, and as I flex them here, it doesn't slide. But now that they're relaxed, it slides easy with the spring being able to push it back. But as soon as I flex these flat, you can kind of see how they're bent up a bit. And then it crimps it on the side. So the brush cannot move. So we'll see if I can put it back to see if those channels are solid enough to keep it in place, and then I'll see what I can do to keep it in there. Okay, now if you look at that brush against that armature, I push it in and just kind of rock it back and forth. You can kind of see how the spring is able to return it. So I think these guides are just squishing the brush, and that's the problem. So it doesn't have contact with that armature. All right, with this side, I just kind of got a screwdriver under there and flexed it up and just kind of bent it a little bit, so without actually going too far to pop these pins off, because they're still both in there. But it must have flexed it enough and relieved it, so now the brush is moving freely in there. So now both of them are moving freely. So I want to figure out what I want to do to steady this one, and I can put it back together, and I think we'll be in good shape. All right, I just found some of this goop. So I just put a couple dollops there on each end just to hold it in place. So we'll let this set up and cure, and we'll be able to put it back together. Okay, I had this plastic washer. I just kind of took some snips and cut it, and then I shaped it. So I'm thinking I'm going to just put it here, and it'll just be a hold. I'm going to put it right by that wire here, and then this way it can't back out again. Okay, so you can see what I just did with that plastic washer. Just kind of put it over this. It's not pinching this. It's got enough free movement on the brush still. And I'll probably just put a little dollop of that goop on that one too, just to make sure it doesn't back out or anything, but it seemed pretty tight in there. Pressed it all the way around, back into position, and put it back in the truck. Just got some wire tied to those feeler gauges. And the idea is just to put this in there and pull out the feeler gauges. All right, I had 15 thousandths and 2 thousandths, and it just kept getting crimped in the inside there every time it smashed against those pins. But I'm gonna go with these 3 thousandths. So I had 2 feeler gauges, so I just robbed each of those of the 3 thousandths, and we're gonna try it now, and maybe these will be stiff enough that it will push them pins in. Yeah, it's just destroying these 3 thousandths feeler gauges. So again, they're pinching it. It's not firm enough to push those pins in.